¿Qué tal, amigos? Bueno, pues continuamos con estas entrevistas y es un placer para nosotros tener a la comisionada del Departamento de Recursos Naturales en el estado, la señora Sarah Stroman. We're very happy to have you here, Miss Sarah. It's a pleasure to be here in Mankato at the fishing opera and to see you again. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. It's great to see you again, and it is wonderful to be in Mankato.
It's wonderful to be also in the spring because things start to evolve and the community start trying to get around. And what a best activity for families to enjoy the outdoors than to go to state parks. And you guys are the organization that manages the whole environment of state parks in the state of Minnesota. Tell us about it, please.
Yes, we have an incredible state park system in Minnesota. We have 75 state parks and recreation areas. It's actually the second oldest state park system in the country, so wow. Very strong tradition of commitment to parks. Here in the Mankato area, we have Minneopa State Park, and it's known for its beautiful waterfalls, but it is also home to one of our bison herds.
Yes.
And I know I am looking forward to getting out there later today. There are some calves, I hear, so who doesn't love baby bison?
Yeah, no, it's a very impressive animal, and we've been here on the past. Once we learned that we could see bisons in Mankato, we decided to take the trips very close to the Twin Cities and an opportunity to also to get to know this park where there is a big waterfall, I believe.
Yeah, it's a beautiful waterfall, walking trails, and I do love the fact that it is just outside the city of Mankato, and it is really close to the Twin Cities metropolitan area too, and I think that's what's wonderful about the park system, not only the state park systems, but the parks that our counties and cities offer too. It is sort of a large network that no matter where you live in the state of Minnesota, there is an opportunity for families to get outdoors, whether it is a park or it is a trail or it is on the water.
Excellent. And somehow everything starts like getting more promoted. We're getting more awareness on what is out there with this important event for the tradition of Minnesota, Minnesota Governor's Fishing Opener. Will you please share with us how does your state agency participate into the creation and development of this big event?
Yeah, this is events like the Governor's Fishing Opener. I mean, it's a strong tradition in Minnesota too. This is the 75th Governor's Fishing Opener, but really it's an opportunity to highlight the tourism, the community development, and the wonderful natural resources we have. And I think that to me is one of the reasons that the DNR really likes to participate in these kinds of opportunities is it sort of showcases those connections of our natural resources to communities, but also really is an opportunity to highlight the diversity of opportunities we have across Minnesota. So, very different experience when we were at Lake Winnebagosh for the Governor's Opener last year to now being in Mankato. To highlight the opportunities. Of course, it's a fishing opener, and the first thing a lot of people think of is getting on a boat and getting out on the lake, but we have incredible shore fishing opportunities and opportunities to get out on piers if you do not have a boat. And so that is one of the things that I know to be true in the Mankato area. Madison Lake has some very cool shore fishing opportunities that I wish every community had, and so it really part of our role in this event is to highlight that there are opportunities for everyone to get out.
Excellent. And there is some nice initiative to get more involved women and children into this big activity.
Yes, I think one of the things that we have realized and was really important to me when I came into this job is the recognition that, if you look at Minnesota's population as a whole and then you compare that to the population of people who are engaging in DNR programs and using our spaces, they look pretty different. And so it's really important that we get more women, we get more young people, we get communities of color engaging in the outdoors and in our programs. And so we have a number of initiatives from youth events, family skill building, and the outdoors events related to fishing, related to camping, related to hunting, to really be more open and welcoming to people who may not have grown up with an experience in the outdoors, but want to learn and want to be able to enjoy that and maybe pass that on to their kids and the next generation.
Excellent. Maybe end up with a big catch. during any weekend. And I was gonna tell you that I'm a big follower on Twitter for the Minnesota DNR and also your account. And I remember, I think you catch one of the biggest fish in the last, if it was not last year, in the previous years. I remember a big picture of you with a big fish.
Yeah, I caught a pretty big walleye on Lake Winnie last year, and the governor also caught a nice fish, and of course he's my boss, so I was really excited that he caught a walleye. It was his first governor's opener where he caught a walleye. I was also really glad, and I remind him often that mine was bigger.
Yeah, I think the governor keeps that picture on his profile on Twitter.
He does. He's very proud of that fish, and he should be.
Yeah, it's a big thing. So maybe we're gonna take this opportunity for you. Maybe you would like to share your first experiences. How do you started your first times that you went fishing? Maybe you want to share that to our audience.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been going through a lot of old childhood photos at home, and so
Nice.
I've actually been going through some of those memories. My parents were not anglers. My parents were not very outdoorsy, but we lived in Minnesota. They made sure we had fishing equipment. We sort of did the classic Minnesota resort experience. We went to a resort in northern Minnesota every summer the same week. And so that is where I learned to fish, because I was not going to learn from my mom and dad. And so, I think it's also the importance of having some place or someone show you how to do that, even if it is not your parents. And I was fortunate to have that experience. So I just the other day found a picture of my sister with a fishing pole. It's probably the only time she ever held one in her life. She
Really?
did not move on to be an angler, and I'm running with the minnow bucket. So it's those kinds of memories of being at that resort and having that outdoor experience. And I think as I got older, that was something that was just really important to me, and I recognized that. And so I went into this professionally, and now with my own family and my son, it is something that my husband and my son and sometimes my dogs along too, we can do
Nice.
together. And it's something that we've been able to do since my son was very little, and now he's 17, and it's still time we enjoy together.
Nice. I think you're sending the right message, and it's something that caught my attention. It looks like you are ready for the lake. Your earrings are very nice, fishing themed, and it's something that we all take as the pride. It's a symbol of identity, also fishing and outdoors here in Minnesota.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I'm really happy to be wearing my bobber earrings today. These were given as a gift, and I think when I got them, I sort of wondered where I would wear them, but this is the perfect occasion. And yeah, I mean, I think it's true. It is part of our identity, and so even to the point of our accessories, sometimes we show those connections to the outdoors.
Nice. Last question, and something that I would like to comment. With this fishing opener activity, we get to know a lot of places. And that has awaked personally on me, and maybe on Rodrigo, who is behind the camera as well, the desire to get to know the different areas of Minnesota through visiting the state parks. We went to Bear Lake, Bearhead last year. We've been in Itasca. We've been in many, many places. I still have to go to the Sudan mine, the new park they made it like a couple of years ago or so. So please, if you, we're also trying to somewhat mention that into our news blog, minnesota.com, the relevancy of going outdoors, getting outdoors, and participating, getting to know Minnesota through state parks. So maybe to finish, we would like to receive an invitation directly to our audience from you to enjoy the outdoors, get to enjoy, and to get to know Minnesota through the state parks.
Yeah, I do encourage all Minnesotans to get out and see our state parks. We have 75 state park and recreation areas that span from northwestern Minnesota to southeastern, and northeastern Minnesota to southwest Minnesota. I myself have visited 55 of those state parks. And if you ask me which is my favorite state park, I will say the last one I visited, because each one offers a unique experience and a unique glimpse to a different part of our state. And so it is a wonderful way to not only get some time outside with friends and family, but to see this beautiful state that we live in.
The one on Red Lake is fantastic. What's the name of that one?
Big Bog.
Big Bog.
Yes.
Oh boy, we really have a good time and a little cabin there. So, anyways, we're gonna be enjoying this weekend, and we're gonna be seeing you around. We hope you get big fish once again at this lake or river or wherever we're gonna be. Madison Lake, I think, is gonna be.
Madison Lake, yep.
So it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much, Miss Sarah Stroman. She is the Commissioner for the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, la comisionada para el DNR de Minnesota. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. Muchísimas gracias.
Muy bien.